Thank you for joining us today for another exclusive interview. I'm your host, Aurelian Jeremiah. Today we are joined by Marco Botti, one of racing's most accomplished international trainers, as he prepares globetrotting star Giavellotto for a first appearance in Qatar, with the the Amir's trophy presenting a new challenge and a likely showdown with world champion Rebels Romans. We'll explore the thinking behind choosing Doha, how Giavellotto has come out of his narrow Hong Kong-based defeat, and what makes him such a reliable traveler. We'll also discuss jockey arrangements, long-term plans that could include the Dubai Shima Classic, and the deeply personal story behind the horse ownership and breeding. Stay tuned for fascinating insight into managing an elite performer on the world stage. Well, Marco, great to have you here.
Good afternoon. Nice to talk to you.
Perfect. So Giavellotto has raced all over the world, but Qatar is a new territory for him. Could you walk us through getting him to Doha? When does he travel? Who's going with him? And how different is preparing for a track he's never seen before compared to something like Maiden or Shatin, where obviously he's been before?
Sure. Obviously, we've been blessed with a fantastic horse. He takes the traveling really well. And as you already said, he traveled in 7 different countries. That shows his record. That shows, he's a good traveler. He enjoys being abroad, and wherever he's been, Saudi, Hong Kong, been in Dubai, of course, and and obviously last year he went to France. Usually those kind of trips abroad, they more or less they leave just a week before the race, and the team is 2 people. Andrew is work rider, and actually he's a head lad as well, so he looks after the horse. And Federica does the traveling, so we always send the 2 people, make sure everything goes smoothly, and then my side, I of course I'm in touch with them every day, and see how you recover from the journey, and those kind of situation, make sure temperature is fine, and in terms of this preparing this trip to Qatar, I don't think will be any different to Hong Kong or even Dubai. Actually, it's a little bit an easier journey to Qatar than was to Hong Kong in December. It's much shorter for sure. So that's it's an advantage for the horse. He will spend less time on the plane, and it's been great since Hong Kong. We couldn't be happier with his condition. He looks fantastic. Despite we had some cold, low temperature in England and the cold weather, as you expect, in the winter. But the horse is coping really well. He looks shiny in his coat, and like I said, so far it's been really smoothly, in preparation.
Beautiful. And he's a very easy traveler. I mean, like you said, he's been to 7 countries and traveled to many places for sure.
Yeah, again, it's always a bonus when you find a horse. He takes the traveling really well. Of course, the first time he went to Dubai, we didn't know what to expect from him, because actually at home, or perhaps on the track in England, sometimes he gets a little bit warm, and we thought, well, how he's going to cope with, flying to Dubai. But we soon realized he actually enjoy be away from the yard, be probably something different for him, different to his routine, and he likes the attention for sure. And as Andrew always said, he you can't see when a horse it gets the other end, whether it's Hong Kong or Dubai or wherever it's been, and he's a happy horse. He's happy to be there, and that's it's a bonus for us. It makes my life easier to train him.
Excellent. And Oisin Murphy has been on him for most of his big wins, but he can't ride because of the Saudi Cup clash on the same day. Andrea Atzeni needs clearance from Hong Kong to take the ride. What goes into choosing the right jockey for Giavellotto in this situation, especially somewhere completely new, like I mentioned, Qatar, where you need someone who really understands how he races?
Yeah, as you said, that suddenly this year Qatar clashed with the Saudi Cup, and unfortunately, even Andrea Zini he won't be available. He confirmed the other day. Again, there's a racing on the same day, and he cannot travel to Qatar. If it was on the Sunday, Hong Kong would be different, but unfortunately, being on Saturday, he won't be able to ride him. So we sort of valuing a few options in terms of who is going to ride him, and there's still a good list of jockeys that they could be available. I just throw a few names. So of course, Sumion, I think he will be in Qatar. As Christian De Muro, Bordeaux is based in Qatar and is being strongly considered. And same might be Marco Ghiani. So this time around, it will be more owner's decision. I haven't quite finalized the jockey situation, but I presume something in the next few days we will know for sure who will ride him in Qatar. However, I mean they are the top jockeys, so either of them I would be happy with.
Excellent. Perfect. And Robel's Romance obviously is quite the horse. Where do you see Giavellotto having an age of a Rebel's Romance?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Robert Robbins is a very good horse. He already beat us last year in the Shima Classic. Um, Having said that, Giavellotto didn't have probably the luck or for whatever reason the race didn't quite pan out for him. But the two extraordinary horses. They actually got better with the age, both the horses, and I presume Rebel Romans will be the favorite of the race. I haven't had a chance to really analyze the full field. There were few Japanese horses entered, but whether they're going to run or not, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I mean, it would be really exciting to take him on again, and hopefully, if we can reverse the result, fantastic.
Of course, that would be amazing. Definitely. You've got the Emir's Trophy in mid-February and also the Shima Classic, of course, at the end of March. You mentioned the Shima could be like an arc this year with horses like Kaladangan and Ombudsman likely to run. Are you thinking Giavellotto could do both races if he comes out of Qatar well? Or what's the bigger picture or plan for Giavellotto?
Yeah, it's been nominated for the Shima Classic as well. In terms of time scale, we would have time to run in both because there's a gap of 6 weeks, more or less. But whether the Shima Classic this year will be we will run or we will take our chance, that is still a discussion will be after Qatar, I suppose. For a few obvious reasons, talking to the owners after Hong Kong, we thought, well, we haven't been to Qatar with the horse before, and we thought the track would suit him. He seems to run a good races going right on the track, and the ground it won't be an issue. They tend to be a good pace in Qatar, so watching most of the races, usually they tend to be a strong pace, and that again it could be in his favor. And putting everything together, we just thought, well, let's have the Emir Trophy as the priority, and then we think about afterwards whether we go to Dubai for the Shima Classic or not.
It will
So
depend, I guess, on the results in Qatar.
absolutely, yeah, it depends how it goes there, but there would be definitely there would be enough time between the two races.
Perfect. He came very close to defending his Hong Kong vase crown in December, just getting beaten by Sosi. What must have been, well, that must have been actually quite tough after winning it the year before. How has it been since coming back from Hong Kong, and what are you seeing at home that tells you he might be ready to go again?
Yeah, obviously won last year, and I thought he ran a great race in defeat. Sossi is a very good horse, and I wasn't surprised actually he beat us because in a way I know there wasn't much in the arc between third and fourth. He finished third and we were fourth, just a neck behind him, and that despite the ground was a little bit softer than Hong Kong, but still for me was the horse to beat. Yeah, so after all, we were delighted. He ran another good race, and we will seriously consider this year to go back to Hong Kong. I know it's a long way, and we're talking, 11 months, to go through the season. But for sure, he loves the place. He seems to run good races there. Why not? We will consider, to go back for the third time.
Perfect. And finally, Marco, on to the last question for you. Francesca Francini bred Giavellotto from Amir Jerica, who sadly died following his half-brother. She follows him everywhere and has, I'm the king written on his head collar. What's it like for you watching this horse take her on such an incredible journey around the world, from York to Hong Kong, of course, as we mentioned, and obviously now Qatar?
Yeah, I can see why Francesca is so sentimental about Giavellotto, and of course, she saw him since day one, since he was born, and then to see what Giavellotto has achieved and what a great journey it's been for both, has given a tremendous satisfaction to Francesca as a breeder, and she definitely wouldn't miss any races. She's been everywhere where Giavellotto has run, and I mean it means a lot to Francesca. She's well aware that those kind of horses that they don't come along very often, and to breed another one like a Giavellotto, it's not impossible, but it might just be a few years before it happens again. Yeah, I mean, and to sort of enjoying a 7-year-old, so he got a few seasons out of the horse, and it's been in great places. Yeah, it's just fantastic. It's a great story.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for this conversation, Marco. That was great.
Thank you very much, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
For sure. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm sure Pallavi, she's the editor behind, and I'm sure she'll be in contact with you regarding the interview and, of course, the magazine as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much
Nice
for
to talk
sharing.
to you.